our what we're up to for today. So the first thing that we're going to need is a plastic bag, our template. This is optional, you don't necessarily need this, but it can come in handy, as well as a Sharpie marker. Okay, so that's going to be the first things that we want. Now, when we're drawing on this plastic bag, one thing to think about is you do not want to draw on the side with the label on it. We want to draw on the other side with no label. So if you choose to use the template, all you would do is go ahead and put your picture on in, and then you can go ahead and use that to draw any of these sea creatures that you like. But you don't have to use the template, right? And they definitely don't have to go in this order. You can just finish that dolphin there. You could move things around. So maybe you want to draw two dolphins. Maybe they're swimming next to each other. So I could have another dolphin drawn right there. It's totally up to you. Or you could just also free draw as well. So you can kind of see, put the one I have already started here. You can already see that I've got an octopus on this one. I kind of created a line where I want the sea floor to be, and I put a jellyfish in there, maybe some bubbles. Maybe I have a starfish that I want to put over on this edge. So you guys can choose how you want this to look. And once you've got it drawn in, the more stuff you have on there, just to let you know, the more stuff that you draw, the more fun the end result is going to be. So once you have it drawn in, your next step will be to color it in. Now, if you happen to have permanent colored markers at home, like Sharpie markers that are colored, that will actually work the best for this, but they're quite expensive. So we just went with the regular Crayola markers here, but we're going to color it in. Now, if you're using the regular markers, you're going to want to be careful not to touch this, at least for a few hours, because it will smudge quite easily. Even after, we don't want to touch it too much. That's why if you have colorful Sharpie markers at home, you could use that, because just like the black marker, that we're not going to have to worry about smudging quite as much. But if not, we just want to be a little careful not to touch this for a while. I did that about a half hour ago, and it's getting pretty dry, but I could still smudge it if I touch it too much. So definitely be careful with it. All right, so I'm going to color these all in then. You can color the ocean water, you can color the ocean floor, add in any kind of cool plant life that you want, fish, shells. Think of all of the neat things that you might see on the ocean floor. You might even make a scuba diver in there, right? All kinds of fun stuff. Once you've got your scene complete, now I'm going to still add more to this, but for the sake of this demo, I'm going to set this aside for the moment. And the next thing that we're going to want to do is take our black piece of paper, and we're going to put it underneath our plastic bag and draw a line so that we can cut this to size. We want our black piece of paper to fit snugly inside of our plastic bag, like so. Which I know what you're thinking. It's like, oh my goodness, now I can barely see all that amazing ocean artwork that I just created, right? The magic's about to happen, you guys. Let's set this aside for a minute. So also in your kit, there should have been a flashlight template. So this is just if it's helpful for drawing it onto your white piece of paper, or you could just totally draw a flashlight from your head. But we want the flashlight to be as long as possible. So definitely when you're drawing it onto your white piece of paper, make sure you're not drawing it this way. We want to draw it this portrait way. So I'm going to have nice long flashlight beams like this. And then of course we've got to have the area that that flashlight comes, or the light comes out of, right? So it looks kind of like this, and we need an area to hold on to our flashlight as well. So creating a flashlight, something like this. Now you definitely can feel free to color this in as well. You could have a blue flashlight with yellow beams, totally up to you. You could leave the beam white, make the flashlight green. So feel free to color that in as well. But we're going to want to definitely cut that out. And the moment of magic, you guys, here we go. You're going to take your flashlight beam and put it inside of your bag on top of the black piece of paper. And as you do, watch this. I can see some seaweed. There's the jellyfish. There's our octopus. Isn't that so cute? It's like magical. So it'll light up the different areas of your ocean floor as you are searching around with your flashlight. I love this so much. Do you see how having a whole bunch of cool things to explore on the ocean floor can make it even more fun? So definitely feel free to create a lot, and there might be time throughout the week too where we might finish up one of our other projects early, so if you want to add more throughout the week, you could always do that as well. I hope you enjoy this project so much. I think it's so much fun and just a touch of magic as well.